Welcome to Inspired by Sri Sri. Today we'll be talking about this beautiful festival of Karwachauth that is celebrated in the northern part of India, the hidden meanings and aspects behind the rituals and the pujas. In the second part, we'll also talk about the science behind worshipping the Goddess Lalitha, the married aspect of Mother Divine. And the third part, we'll talk a little about being a proud Hindu. So let's get started. The festival of Karwachauth is celebrated by married women for the well-being of their husbands. They do this by keeping a very stringent fast without water. For a layman, it might look a little weird that how keeping a fast or not eating or not drinking water can assure the well-being of somebody's husband or grant the wish that the person who's keeping the fast is asking for. In ancient times, the knowledge was given according to the level of the person's intellect, the kind of work they were doing. For example, if you were a sadhu who was left the household responsibilities and everything and was totally immersed in knowing more about yourself, your mind, about the power that governs the whole universe, you would be given the knowledge directly. Now, for a householder, this might not work. They might have their desires, they might have their aspirations, their needs. The same knowledge was given in terms of stories, in terms of rituals or practices, and also with a little bit of carrot saying that if you do this, you'll get this. For a married woman who is taking care of the household, to get her a taste of spirituality, to give her a taste of the power of intention, it was told in a story format. So the story which is prevalent around North India, which is heard on the day of Karwachauth, is about this girl who's told to keep a very stringent fast for her husband. The fast gets broken and then some ill effects are highlighted, and then she keeps it again and she gets the boon that she wants. But I feel there's more to it. This is what I've learned from Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar ji, that all the practices, all the rituals that we have, they have multiple layers. And if you go deep, you can sometimes unlock the real meanings, the hidden meanings behind it. So I think that the festival of Karwachauth is dedicated to the willpower of a woman, to her love, to her devotion, to her commitment, with which she can get whatever she wants. Since a young age, I've been watching my mother and a lot of other female relatives keeping this stringent fast where they don't drink even a drop of water the whole day. They just eat early in the morning and only after they see the moon in the evening, which by the way is very elusive on this night, only then they drink the first drops of water from their husband's hand. And I used to wonder, how do they do it? How do they go about it? So there are two things behind the fasting. One is when you love something, when you adore something so much, when you're praying for something, you forget about eating, drinking, right? So anyways, the fast happens. You're totally immersed in that thought or in that prayer. The second aspect is when you fast, you purify your body, your mind, and it's easier to go inwards. This is my first Karwachauth, so I'm really excited and I wanted to share these insights that I thought about. These aspects make a woman divine. So this also connects to the story of Lalitha, the married aspect of Mother Divine. The story goes like there was a certain demon who was very powerful, and the Trinity, the Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, the three presiding energies that run the universe, they had to go and pray to the goddess to take a form which was invincible and could overcome this demon. So let's read the first few verses of Lalithasahastranamam to give you a cue. Om Shri Mata Shri Maharagni Srimad Singhasaneshwari Chidagni Kunda Sambhuta Devakara Samudhyata. Devakara Samudhyata meaning whoever promotes the causes of divine force, whoever promotes the positives in you. Udyadbhanu Sahasrabha Chaturbahu Samanvita Raga Swarupa Pashada Krodha Karankushojvala. Now this one is very interesting. Raga Swarupa Pashadya, who holds in her lower left hand a noose representing the power of love, and holding the flashing Ankusha, goad of anger, in her lower right hand for restraining the evil forces. So a woman has the noose of love. So a noose is given to the mother to define, to represent the power of love of the women. And also a weapon, a goad, the Ankusha, to restraining the negativities. You know, it's said if the woman of the house is intelligent, if she is far-sighted, if she is virtuous, the family always prospers. So what happens when you adorn somebody? You know, when you think of their good qualities, your mind also becomes pleasant. It becomes, if you're thinking about a fragrance, suddenly your mind will start feeling that pleasantness, that softness of that fragrance, right? So all these 1000 names, chanting them and remembering the meanings behind them really makes your mind pleasant, really makes your mind imbibe all these qualities, or rather reinstate that you are that, you have all these qualities. So I highly recommend that all of you, whenever you get a chance, you read these 1000 names of Goddess Lalitha, the lalithasahastranamam. So let's celebrate this Karwachauth by celebrating the womanhood, the qualities of being a woman, the qualities that come with taking responsibilities, with loving our families, and also taking care of our spiritual journey. And I think, having talked about all of this, the third aspect about knowing your culture, about knowing Hinduism, is already cleared. Only the one who knows what he practices, who knows the meanings behind what he practices, can call himself a proud Hindu. And Hinduism for me is embracing yourself and the beauty around you, in people, in nature, in divinity, in whatever you see. But to understand all this, you definitely need a guru. And for me, my master, Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar, has been the force after which I really started admiring my culture. I really started understanding the meanings behind all the practices, all the rituals that sometimes used to look unscientific to me earlier. So in the upcoming weeks, we'll chat more about these pujas, these practices.